That'll be enough. What's up, y'all? I'm in the middle of cooking lunch. So, give me a minute. I'm going to put this in the oven, and then we're going to sit here and bullshit for a little bit. Gotta put this in before I do anything else. So, give me a second, guys. How you doing today? Sorry, give me a second. Whatever. Just gonna put it in there like that. Well, I'm gonna turn this damn thing off. Sorry, I have an automatic tripod. I was just moving it around real quick. Take my video off. This quad is fucking hit. We are inside the food trailer right now, as you guys can see. We're just chilling. We got about an hour before we gotta serve lunch. So I figured I'd come on, say what's up, see what everybody was up to. We're serving chicken and biscuits today. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real fast. Be back momentarily. up? Sorry, y'all. I'm back. I had to go throw my laundry in the old dryer, so took me a second. So now we're waiting a little while before we serve lunch to the homeless people here in Boise, Idaho. I'm serving them chicken and biscuits today. I'll show it to you guys when it's done. I got a little while before I got to serve, so figure I'd just come on and say what's up. Leonardo, what's up? Leonardo Geraldo, what's up? Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you, whoever liked the live. I appreciate it. We're just chilling right now, waiting to serve food to the homeless people out here. I can't read that language. I'm not sure what the language that is, but hi to you, anyways. Thank you guys for coming in, chilling with me for a little bit. We're waiting to, like I said, waiting to serve some food to the homeless shelter here in Boise, Idaho. It's Interfaith Sanctuary. I serve I cook lunch every day, and then I serve every once in a while. Most of the time I don't serve the food, but today I decided I was going to serve the food myself. So we're going to be chilling out doing that for a little bit. We're just waiting for the biscuits to finish cooking. They'll be good pretty soon. How's everybody's day going? What are you guys up to other than watching me? Also, for anybody that was asking about the Patreon yesterday, the Patreon is $5. On Patreon, what I'll be doing is setting behind the scenes footage, things that I do behind the scenes of our videos or whatever I'm doing during my day. I'll start taking videos and pictures and showing you guys what I do throughout my day. That'll all be posted on Patreon. So if you want to join my Patreon, it's $5. Discord, if you want to join my Discord, it's free. You can join my Discord. It's down in the bio of my YouTube. But Discord is free. Patreon is $5. Patreon, like I said, will be featuring behind the scenes footage of stuff that I do during my day. Like normally this would be something that I post on my Patreon, but this is going to be my live on YouTube for the day. Like I said, we're waiting to serve some food to the homeless shelter here in Boise, Idaho. Serve during the day. It's only like 20 or something like that people. It's not very many people. I'm going to wipe off this counter real quick because it's sticky. So give me a second so I can grab these wipes. Clean this shit up so it's not so gross. If anybody's wondering what this channel is about, we talk a lot about addiction. We talk about depression. We talk about how to change your mindset. We talk a lot about a lot of different things. We also do haunted videos. On the 1st, I'm going to be buying a new camera. It's a DSLR camera. That's so you guys will get to see that on the 1st. You'll get to see my new camera. It's a $500 camera. It's an expensive camera, but it'll be worth it at the end because it'll be able to take better videos than my two cameras that I have right now. I have a 5K camera and then I have a 4K camera, but this DSLR camera that I'm buying is way better. It takes videos, it takes pictures, it takes all kinds of stuff. So also, if you guys want some GoPro footage to come back up, if you guys want more GoPro footage like I have on my channel, please go check out the channel and look at all the crazy stuff we do. I also have a bunch of stuff that's like Um, I have GoPro footage. I have a bunch of videos of like by the river, around town where I go ride my bike. We have all kinds of stuff that comes up that we do on this channel. Um, I I do haunted stuff. I do abandoned buildings. Well, we're gonna start doing abandoned buildings. Um, Thank you for the like on the live. I don't know who did that, but I appreciate you. We talk about motivation on this channel. We talk about depression. We talk about losing people like to death and other things like that. Um, we talk about a lot about drug addiction. That's our main goal, is to try to help people with drug addiction or people with depression issues, suicidal issues. Um, we talk a lot about all those different kinds of things. Um, I also tell my story. If you guys want to hear my story, let me know in the chat. Because I was born with a disability. I lost a leg at 24 years old. I'm a recovering drug addict. We could talk about all of those things. If you guys are interested in that, just let me know in the chat. It's kind of up to you guys about what we talk about on this channel. We talk about all kinds of stuff. So whatever you guys want to hear, I can go ahead and tell you. Like I said, if you want to hear about my past and my how I was born with a disability, if you want to hear about how I was bullied as a kid, if you want to hear about my drug addiction and how I overcame my drug addiction, we can talk about that. Or we could just sit here and bullshit back and forth. You guys could message me and let me know what you want to talk about. It's kind of up to you guys on what we talk about on this channel. I'm willing to talk about pretty much anything. Also, I want to apologize to my subscribers for being gone for quite a while. I was gone for almost 2 weeks, maybe longer, because I started a new job with this place called CDS. I work in Costco. So if you guys want to, like I said, if whatever you want to guys talk about, let me know in the chat so I know. So I started a poll at the bottom that whether I should start my or whether I should tell my story or not. You guys can vote on the poll, yes or no. Just let me know what you guys want to talk about. If you want to hear my story, go ahead and vote on that, and I will let you know. Or if you don't, that's fine too. We can literally talk about whatever. Sorry, that's loud. Didn't mean to be so loud. Again, I started a poll on the bottom. If you guys want to hear my story, let me know. I'll look at the poll, and then if you say no, then no. Then if you want to hear it, then yes. Like I said, right now we're waiting to serve food to the homeless shelter here in Boise, Idaho. Been on for about 17 minutes. Not really supposed to be doing this in here, but I don't really care. I'm going to see what else is in here that I need to serve in the next couple of days. There's nothing in that fridge. That's fine. What's up, guys? Serve that chicken tomorrow. How's everybody going? What are you guys up to? I'm just getting ready to serve food to the homeless shelter here in Boise, Idaho. So if If you guys want to hang out while I do that, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. Not really worried about it. What's up, guys? Thank you for coming in. Like the live, please. Like I said, we're getting ready to serve food to the homeless shelter here in Boise, Idaho, called Interfaith Sanctuary. Um, that'll be probably, we got like almost an hour left, but well, little less than an hour to go. I don't know who liked the live, but I appreciate it. It helps grow the channel a little bit. If you do come in, please like the live. Please share the live. Like I said, we talk a lot about addiction on here. We talk about depression. We talk about going through suicide. People who've dealt with people who have committed suicide. People who have died from drug addiction. Um, I've lost my body. I lost a leg to drug addiction. I'll just go ahead and tell my story, anyways. So my name is Scottie Cully. I was born in a small town called Baker City, Oregon. Um, I was bullied as a kid growing up. Um, I only had about two friends growing up. My grandma died when I was 13. My girlfriend died when I was 13. Um, a lot of bad things happened to me when I was a kid. Like I said, I was born with a disability. I was bullied. I started drug addiction at the age of 13 years old. Um, I started doing pills when I was 13, smoking weed, drinking. That continued up until I was 21. Then I found meth, so I started using meth. Um, then I continued using meth until I was 24 when I lost my leg due to an infection in my body. I got a septic infection in my leg, so I had a choice of either I was going to lose my leg or I was going to die. So I chose to allow them to cut my leg off at 24 years old so that I didn't die. Um, and then I stayed sober for a while at that point until I was like 4 or 5 years sober. And then I ended up relapsing at this restaurant called Oregon Trail Motel, where my boss hired somebody that was doing drugs and selling drugs. So I relapsed and I did drugs again for about 4 months, and then my boss kicked me out of the motel that I was living in. He fired me from my job because he didn't want to continue supporting my drug habit. Um, and then I ended up on the streets for a couple months, and then I went to another rehab. Um, well, what happened was I went to go to a rehab in my hometown. They denied me because my mom worked there and because I was already 3 days sober at the time. So they wouldn't let me in, which is not that big a deal. Um, but at the time, it was a big deal. So I made a choice to go buy some drugs, and I was going to go relapse so I could get into rehab. Because I needed to go to rehab, otherwise I was going to die. Um, so I went to rehab, graduated rehab, ended up in a sober home, and then when I was in the sober home, I ended up getting kicked out of the sober home because I wasn't able to walk across town to get to my classes because I have one leg and then I have a disability. So I ended up getting kicked out of the sober home, which led me to where I am today, which that was about 2 years ago. Little about 2 years ago. I'm 2.5 years sober now. I ended up in a homeless shelter out here in Boise, Idaho, is where I reside now. I live in a homeless shelter where I do a lot of work. I do recovery classes here. I do a lot of different things here. I've been out here for about 2.5 years now. Or I've been out here for about 2 years, and then I've been sober for about 2.5 years, which is crazy. It took a lot to get to that point of being sober for that long. Um, I was in the drug world with my older brother, Andy, and we were in the drug world together since I was 13. He was 15. Um, we were pretty much inseparable as kids all the way up until I turned 18. And then we moved into the same house together. He moved me out of my mom and dad's house into his house, which was cool. But it created a big problem with my drug addiction. My drug addiction got really bad when it started when I was 13, but it got really bad when I moved out when I was 18. I was a pill addict for a long, long time. From the time I was 13 to the time I was 21, I was a pill addict. Then I started doing meth. Um, I was drinking a lot. I was smoking weed a lot. I was smoking cigarettes. I was chewing tobacco. Committing a lot of crimes. I have many charges, like theft charges, because when I was on meth, it caused me to steal a lot of stuff. Not really, it didn't really cause me to steal a bunch of stuff, but being on meth created this part of me that would steal things and barter for drugs. So I would steal these bikes and shit, and then I would sell them for drugs. I would help. Me and my buddies would sit around the house building bikes. I lived in a trap house that had 10 different felons. There was 10 felons in this trap house with me, and we lived together in this trap house together for probably like 4 years, something like that. It was quite a while that we ran this trap house. Which trap house, if you don't know, is a drug house where you sell drugs out of that house, and you are constantly doing drugs in the house. So I became a really bad meth addict at the age of 21. Um, like I said, before that, I was a pill addict for a long time. Um, I got in trouble. I spent most of my adult life in jail, in and out of jail, for theft, vandalism, evading police, um, failure to appear in court, all kinds of different shit. That kind of was a consistent thing for me for most of my life. I've been to rehab twice. This second time that I've been to rehab was like 2.5 years ago, something like that. Um, so it's been a long road of recovery. Right now we're talking about my drug addiction. I was asking if anybody wants to hear my story because I was born with a disability. I was a drug addict. I lost a leg. Um, but I can go into more details about that if people want to know about that. Just let me know in the comments or whatever, and I can tell you guys my story again. It's kind of a long story about me, and how I got to where I am now, which is 2 years, 2.5 years sober. But if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to hear my story, I can tell that again with no problem. I ain't got no problem with that. Um, also, just to So, originally, when I was 13 years old, is when I started being a drug addict. And I would drink, I would smoke weed, and then I would do a lot of pills like Vicodin, hydrocodone, Oxycontin, pretty much any pill I could get my hands on. Well, that persisted up until I was 21 years old. When I turned 21, I found meth for the first time, and meth became my drug of choice. And I did that up until I was 24 when I lost my leg, and then I'm 34 now. So 10 years ago was when I lost my leg, and so I stopped using drugs for quite a while, and then After I did that, um, I ended up staying sober for a while after I lost my leg. Had a crazy ex girlfriend that was destroyed my life. She did not do good things for my life. Um, but I stayed sober even through all that. Other than smoking weed, I smoked weed a lot. Um, but then when I turned about 30, 20, 25, 26, I was working at a restaurant called the Oregon Trail Motel back in Oregon, and I ended up relapsing again on meth and pills, um, which took over my life again for quite a while. It's probably like 4 or 5 months. It took over my life again, and then my boss fired me from my job, and then I ended up on the street. Went to rehab after about 2 months on the street, living in the park, living in a tent, doing pretty much going back to doing exactly what I was doing before. Because it was like one of those things like when you've done drugs for so long, you kind of integrate into it, and that's what you know. That's how you know how to survive. That's how you know how to get through life is going back to drugs. Um, and then I went to rehab for my second time, graduated rehab. Um, then I ended up in a sober home in Ontario, Oregon, and then uh, I after that I was living in this sober home, and I wasn't able to make it across town to get to my classes, obviously because I have one leg and because I have a disability called spina bifida, so it makes it really hard to walk long distances. Come on, you stupid flies. Um, Makes it really hard to walk long distances, so I couldn't get to my classes. They kicked me out. And then that's what led me to where I am today, where I live in um, Boise, Idaho, and I live in a homeless shelter called Interface Sanctuary. I've been sober for about 2.5 years. I do drug and alcohol classes every single day, uh, from 8:30 in the morning till 11:30 in the afternoon. But I've been in this homeless shelter for about 2 years. I graduated rehab on October 12th of 2023 or 4. 2023. But also, I want you guys to be able to this if you don't know what this channel is about, it's about being able to reach out to me directly if you need help with drug addiction, if you need help with depression, if you need help changing your mindset, um, if you just need somebody that'll listen to you guys. This channel is that for you guys. That's what it's about. I do a lot of different kinds of stuff on this channel that most people wouldn't don't know about. Um, like I said, we also do haunted videos. We do abandoned building videos. I do a lot of positive quote stuff with my short videos. So you guys can go check out my short videos if you want, um, where you'll see a lot of the different stuff that I do. Like I said, this month and next month we're gonna start doing abandoned buildings and stuff. Get the fuck out of here, you stupid fly! Sorry, I'm fighting with flies right now. They're being obnoxious. Shouldn't have done that. That was with I had my mic on my hat. But today we are serving lunch to the homeless people out here in Boise, Idaho. It's called Interface Sanctuary. I spend a lot of my time doing this kind of stuff just to help out at the shelter. So we're kind of waiting till then, so you guys can hang out with me until then or whatever. If you don't want to, that's fine also. But we do, like I said, we do a lot of stuff on this channel. Um, Most of it's about motivating people and giving people a community where they can reach out to me in my Discord, or they can reach out to me on my channel, or my Patreon. Like I said, I created a Patreon, and it's going to be behind the scenes type stuff, like random stuff that I do throughout my day that you guys can check out. But right now, we're waiting to serve food to the homeless shelter. So if you guys want to hang out and watch me do that, you guys can. It's up to you guys. Again, thank you for the likes on the live. I appreciate it. It makes a big difference. During the weekends, I work at Costco, so I won't be on live so much on the weekends, but during the week, I'm going to go back to being live every day. So if you guys want to be part of this channel, be part of a community where you can reach out when you're struggling, be part of a channel where you can talk about whether you've been a drug addict, whether you've dealt with depression, whether you've dealt with lots of suicides or any suicide in your life. Because me personally, I've dealt with people dying every year since the year I was 13. I've never gotten through a year without somebody dying in my life, whether it be my friends or family or whoever. I put on some gloves so I can get ready to start serving here pretty quick. Why is it that these XL gloves do not want to work? I'm going to check this food real fast. See what she's looking like. All right. So that's good. Sorry, I had to check the food that I'm serving to make sure it was good to go. I appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with me or watching and doing whatever you're doing. Um, like I said, we do a lot of serving food in this food trailer and all different kinds of stuff. Today I'm serving by myself. I hope everybody's having a good day. This is a warming tray that I'm warming up, so it'll be good to go when I need it to be. I'm gonna open up the fucking door so it's not so hot in here. Let in a little bit of fresh air. But yes, I am a recovering meth addict, a recovering pill addict, a recovering pretty much any kind of addict you could think of except for heroin and crack and cocaine. Um, But I've done meth, I've done weed, I've done acid, I've done shrooms, I've done coke in my life, but I never really got hooked on cocaine. I definitely got hooked on meth. I got hooked on weed, or not weed. Sorry, I got hooked on meth. I got hooked on pills very bad. Hopefully, we'll get some more people in here like Lee. Give me a second. See if we can get some of my OG fans in here. We got about 10 minutes before I'm going to start serving. He said we're going to serve lunch to the homeless people out here in Boise, Idaho, here in just a moment. As you can see, I'm in a food truck, but this is on site at the homeless shelter where I stay. I try to do this for service work to serve food to the homeless people so they can eat something throughout their day and carry on about their day. Hopefully, we can get some new people in here, subscribe to the channel, and hang out with us. But it looks like it's going slow today, so I guess we'll see. What's up? How are you? Thank you for coming in. Please like the live if you can. It helps the channel. What's up, LC? Yeah, I was trying to come on a little earlier, but right now I had to get ready to serve food in the at the homeless shelter here. Thank you for the like on the live. I appreciate that. That's what we're getting ready to do today is serve food to the homeless shelter. I've already been live for about 40 minutes. Pretty close to 40. Well, no, it is 41 minutes now. Yeah, I need to get. So if anybody's in here and you have ideas of content that you want to see on this channel, please let me know. Because I know that I have some stuff planned. Yeah, I just sent it to you just a minute ago in Discord. But I'm willing to do different kinds of content, whether it be behind, like I said, our Patreon. I have a Patreon that's $5. You sign up for Patreon, and it's behind the scenes type stuff. Like normally, this right here, because I'm in the food trailer doing what I'm doing, it would have been behind the scenes stuff. But I didn't. This is my live today, so we're just waiting for a little bit longer to start serving food to the homeless people. I know some people like to watch this kind of stuff, but there's also people that don't. Okay. So somebody did vote on there that they wanted to hear my story. So my name is Scottie Cully. I am from a little small town called Baker City, Oregon. Um, I was born with a disability called spina bifida. Um, I was bullied as a kid growing up because I was different than everybody else. People didn't really like me because I walked different than everybody else. When I was born, I had to have multiple surgeries to correct my walk and to fix my spine. And they put this thing called a shunt in the back of my head, which is basically a tube that drains liquid off my brain, makes sure blood and water and all that stuff doesn't rest on my brain so it doesn't kill me. Um, so I've had to have that in the back of my head for since I was born. Um, I was bullied growing up. Only had two friends really growing up until I hit middle school. When I hit middle school, I started finding new friends that they would bully the bullies. meaning they would beat the crap out of people that bullied other people because they didn't like that kind of stuff. Um, so, which also, though, ended me in drug addiction. I was a pill addict. I started out as a pill addict. LC, you know this. I started out as a drug addict, a pill addict at 13, did pills consistently pretty much every day. I would do pills up until the age of 21, um, which made me not really care about being bullied or anything because I was so high on drugs that it didn't really matter. I wasn't really messed with when I entered the drug world. Everybody kind of stopped messing with me because they realized that I was that guy that you could come buy drugs from, or you could come get high with, or you can come do whatever. And I would give you drugs. I would hang out with you. I would do whatever. Do you think you could share Rhett's HPB rehab to rap story, please? Scott, bullies are rough on one's mental health. Yes, and so I can do that when I'm done. I'll see if I can do that when I'm done. Um, So I bullies kind of made me suicidal when I was a kid. I became very suicidal in my drug addiction and in other aspects of my life. I was just a depressed kid. I was angry all the time. I wanted to fight because people always picked on me. So I wanted to fight all the time. Yeah, I will figure that out and I will share it. Um, but so I was, but being bullied kind of turned me into this angry person and this depressed person who wanted to kill myself. I can try to upload to my channel, but I got to be careful with that because it can give me copyright infringements because it's not my content. So I will try to do that, but I got to be careful, and I have to be careful how I label stuff. Um, but I will try to share a video of theirs in my stuff. Um, but I became a very suicidal and angry person when I was 13. Up until I was 21, I did pills, I smoked weed, I drank. Um, I continued using drugs consistently up until I was 21, um, which was terrible for my mental health, anyways, because I already had bad mental health. Like I said, I was suicidal. I was angry. I was fucking crazy as hell. I tried to get in fights pretty much constantly. And I also had friends that if somebody messed with me, they would back me up at that point. And then I did pills, drinking, weed, chewing tobacco, pretty much anything I could find that was bad that could give me a escape from reality. I did pretty much constantly. And then when I turned 21, I found methamphetamines. I found meth because I found my brother upstairs smoking meth for the first time when I on my 21st birthday. So literally, my 21st birthday is the day I started using meth. Um, I walked upstairs. My brother was doing something in the corner, and I kind of was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" So I walked up behind him. He turned around real quick, and I found out. I mean, he told me that he was smoking meth. Um, I I did fentanyl once in my life. That was the only time I ever did it. Was one time. Because I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it made me feel or anything like that. Um, but I also consistently, since I was 13, I've had people die every year since the year I was 13. Um, from meth addiction, from fentanyl addiction, from pill addiction, from suicides. Uh, so I started doing meth when I was 21 years old. The day I turned 21 was the first day I ever used meth, um, which was shitty because it was like the downfall of my life in a big way because I was started running with a really bad crowd of people that they were thieves, they were drug addicts, they were drug dealers. Um, there were some of them were gang members. Um, and I consistently was doing drugs with these guys up until I turned 23, 24 years old. which is when I lost my leg from a septic infection. The way it happened was probably like the year I was 23. I got a hole in my foot, and it dug a hole all the way to the bone of my foot. Um, then it turned. I was at work one day and I went to step down. I fell. I stood back up. I fell again. Called my mom. Had her rush me to the hospital. Get to the hospital. They tried to use antibiotics for about 6 months. That didn't work because I was still using drugs. Um, so I got to a point where they gave me a choice. Either I was going to lose my life or I was going to lose my leg. I chose obviously to lose the leg because I didn't want to die. I just wasn't ready to die yet. Um, so I got sober at that point and was doing great. And then I was working a job at this place called the Oregon Trail Motel, and um, then I was sober there for a few years. And then my boss hired this dude that was a meth addict. He was a meth dealer, and he ended up selling me drugs for the first time. For first time of him selling me drugs, obviously. Um, so I ended up relapsing on meth. I stayed on meth for probably about 4 to 5 months, and got another infection in my body. Beat that, beat that infection, which was cool. I'm glad I beat that infection, but I almost died again, and then I ended up on the street because I was using meth. I had to give up my dog because I was using meth and my dog was being loud, and I lived in a motel. So they told me either I lose my place to live or I lose my dog. Well, I got rid of my dog, which killed me. So I started using meth even more. Um, so then came the time where my boss fired me from my job and kicked me out of the motel. I ended up living in the park for about 2 months, and then I um, ended up turning myself into rehab again. I went to rehab. I graduated rehab. Um, then I ended up in a sober home. When I moved to the sober home, I stayed sober. I've been sober for about 2.5 years now. But I moved in the sober home. They kicked me out because I wasn't able to get to the classes on time or get to the classes, period. So they kicked me out, um, which ended me in where I'm at now, which is a homeless shelter in Boise, Idaho. Um, which is it's heartbreaking to me because I had to get that low in life to figure shit out. But I'm in a sober home. I mean, I'm in a homeless shelter in Boise, Idaho. I've been sober for about 2.5 years. Um, I do drug and alcohol classes every single day. I do. I work in the food truck, as you guys can see. That's where I am at right now. I'm in a food truck, um, which is not a bad thing. It's really not. It's not a bad thing at all because it is helping me to stay sober. Um, and doing this YouTube stuff helps me stay sober because it gives me an outlet to talk to you guys, and it makes it to where people can reach out to me and have a conversation about drug life, about being a recovering addict, whether you're still struggling with drugs, whether you're struggling with depression, whether you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, whether you're struggling with anything that you're struggling through. That's what this channel is about. You are more than welcome to reach out to me on here. You are more than welcome to reach out to me on Discord. You are more than welcome to reach out to me on Patreon. Like I said, Patreon costs about $5, which is not bad. Most people do like $20 for Patreon. Mine's $5 a month. And like I said, there'll be behind the scenes stuff there. There'll be all kinds of stuff there. But I am going to get ready to start serving lunch.
How's your day going?
Pretty good, you?
Oh, I guess it's going. I listened to my EKG this morning.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, the MTS forgot to come pick me up.
Of course they did. Can't count on them for anything.
That's your setup?
Yep.
Oh man, you get to watch all kinds of stuff.
Well, right now I'm actually live on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
I'm doing a live while I'm doing this.
Live footage.
Yep.
Hello, everybody.
That's good enough.
Sure do hope I got the strength enough to do the meeting tonight.
Oh, you're running the meeting tonight?
Yeah. I gotta try to do what Leonard was trying to do over there at where he lives. And I don't get it. I guess a lot of people got more time on their hands.
There you go. Of course. Got it? No biscuits? Okay. You can come back for more if there's still more. Now we're serving lunch to the homeless people out here in Boise, Idaho. Figured I would go live while you guys, or so you guys can kind of hang out with me while I'm doing this. Yep. Sorry guys, it's a little bright. Hopefully you guys can still see all right. It's blinding the shit out of me. I don't even know why I put those in there. I'm not going to use those. Serving lunch a little early. I normally do it at like exactly 12 o'clock, but come on, y'all, come get food. Waiting for people to come get some food, hang out. Sorry, it's so bright. The sun is shining right off this metal thing out here. Let's go ahead and do this for a minute. Keep these warm. See if people, we're waiting for more people to show up. Yep. Oh, dang it. Whatever, it works. You're welcome. Sorry, guys, it's really bright. Hopefully, we'll get some more people out here getting food. 1 or 2.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hold on, Shay.
So,
Hey, you, this upcoming month, are you going to be filling those?
yep, Friday. Don't say that on you. I'm on YouTube though. So don't say that out loud. Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. So
I'll come to you Monday.
okay. Oh, thought somebody's coming. Sorry guys, I'm serving food. See if anybody else comes. That freaking light is killing me. I'm gonna put this down. Maybe. There we go. Now that's not blaring in my face. Kinda is still, but whatever. What's up, y'all? We're just chilling, serving lunch right now to the homeless people. Waiting for more to show up. If they do, I don't know if they will or not. It's not quite time anyways, but actually it is. It's 12:02. So now I'm just sitting here waiting for people to show up and get some food. I also want to thank you guys for almost 2,000 subscribers because we're coming up on 2,000 subscribers. Hopefully we'll have 2,000 subscribers in the next couple of days.
No biscuits, sir. Thank you. Chicken wings. Chicken wings. Here you go, my man. Thank you as always.
Of course.
There. Hey, so, let's get back, man. I ain't seen him.
He's at total,
He's at the facility.
yeah.
30 days or something like that.
I think like 30 days. He has to go from the hospital because he has to get a heart thing.
A stent. Yeah.
Well, first they're going to open up the heart valves, and then they're going to do the stent. They want to try to open up the heart valves before they do the stent.
Yeah, and then he gets to cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, because he had another heart attack. So they're trying to fix that before they can do anything else.
Yeah. Is he accepting calls?
Yeah, you can call him at it's Intermountain Hospital, I think is what it is. Yeah, it's Intermountain.
All right. Thank you, Doc.
Yep. What's up, Cuba? Sorry, I'm out here serving lunch to homeless people right now, just chilling, waiting for more of the homeless people to show up so I can give them food. I serve lunch for about a half an hour. I've been on here on live for about an hour now, a little over an hour. But I figured I would bring you guys along with me. Please like the live if you can. That way we can reach out to more people. I don't know where everybody is. People should be coming to get food right now, but they're taking their sweet time. I only serve for about a half an hour, so we're just kind of hanging out waiting. How you doing? How's life? This will be so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be doing lives way later in the day, but right now we're doing it. It's 12 o'clock where I'm at, so we're just kind of sitting here waiting for people to show up. See if anybody else comes out to get some food. I've only served like 3 or 4 people now, but I have about a half an hour window of when I can serve people. Unfortunately. So we're just kind of sitting here hoping and praying that more people show up. It's only 12:06, so we have until 12:30, and then we'll be going on a ride to go get some more footage. Sorry, this live is kind of boring because ain't got much going on right now, and that sun is killing me. But if more people don't come on the live, I'm probably gonna end it here in a minute because it shows nobody on here. I don't know if anybody's on here. Or if you are, let me know. What's up? Thank you for coming in. We're serving homeless people some food and hanging out and bullshitting with you guys. Freaking out. Knock it off. But I do want to say thank you guys for almost 2,000 subscribers. Like, that shit's amazing. It's been a long road, 5 months or so. Leave that right there for a minute. Come on, people. Let's get some food. Or not. Yep. What's up? Sorry, I'm feeding homeless people at the moment. Waiting for more to show up. Hopefully. We'll see. If they don't, I just go and put this food away and let it be what it is. We still got about 20 minutes. I don't know how long we'll be in here on this live, but what's up? Thank you for coming in. We're out here feeding the homeless people out here in Boise, Idaho. Chicken and biscuits. That's what we're serving today. But I think I'm gonna cut this live because nobody's in here. So love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time.